So here what we are seeing used to be one of the fire hydrants. What you can see on it is Shimla Waterworks. These were made between 1830 and the 1900s. I've seen one which has 1899, that's Shimla Waterworks. So one side you had the hydrant, and then on top they had a cylindrical kind of top, and you could drink water from these. Amazing areas.
Fresh water.
Fresh mountain water. And if we look upwards, we can see part of the Kalibadi complex again. So in these pillars, so people do that, and then they put the forehead there, so they pray. The temple is on the top of this hill. And then we are going to continue our journey. So we're walking up now towards the mall. So we will be going through the DC office. We will be crossing the BSNL building. We will be crossing the railway board, and we'll show them to you as we go along. November morning. Not many people, times of COVID. It's also Sunday, so there are not many people around. What we see in front of us is the BSNL building, and then we have what used to be right in the middle, the one with the dome, the railway booking office. We can also see parked a fire tender which stays here as well as on the mall where the fire station is. So BSNL is one of the tall buildings, and if you actually walk onto the top of the floor, from there you can actually look down onto the railway board building. You get an amazing view. Behind us, if you look, there's the Lal Bahadur Shastri statue. This is pretty recent. They've made places for people to sit upon. And upstairs, they are repairing the Bantani Castle. Here we can see a fire tender.
Am I camouflaged?
Not yet.
The pink. How about now?
No camouflage.
Oh damn.
So if we move forward, on the angle of this building is the name of the architect. Inscription in Latin. So it was executed by Mr. Beck. And as you see, it is a swell construction from any point of view. So there are no more vehicles allowed beyond this point. Even to come up till here, you've got to take permission. And only ambulances and fire tenders and a certain few vehicles of the government are allowed from here. You can see the clock, which gives the time, and you can see Hanumanji in the distance. In front of us is one of the rain shelters, one of the oldest ones. This road goes up to the mall. That building which you see is the YWCA, a very pretty old British building. Then there is the red structure which used to be St. Andrews, and it currently houses the evening college. So if you can climb on top, from there you can get amazing views of the sunsets at Shimla, because behind me, a little bit towards my right shoulder, you get the west. But you can't see it from here, you'll have to go up there. The iconic Indian coffee house.
Which has really bad food.
The food isn't so great anymore. It used to be once upon a time. Even the coffee is no longer the best.
Don't. Nah.
But if you can have a look at the buildings.
Not recommending it.
If you can have a look at the buildings, the structure of the buildings is, well, it's been changed a bit, but a lot of it is invariable since it was started. Obviously the Tanishq showroom is pretty new. Those two green buildings, the green roof that we see, that is the Northbrook terrace, and that is the one only remaining area where you still see the address of the Northbrook terrace. Obviously you have all the businesses here. This side you have the stairs which go up right here. Businesses have changed over time. So there used to be billiards, snookers and billiards. Then you have, that is the only building which shows you the address of the Northbrook terrace.
Look, Masi, look at the monkey shaking.
Okay, there you can see a monkey shaking its self on the tree. So these are the stairs which go down to the famous sweet shop Nathu Halwai. And we have a little glimpse into the part of Lower Bazaar. We can see people walking there. And in the distance we can have a look at the building of the High Courts, the one with the green roof, multi-storied, and part of the hill. Over my shoulder, especially my left shoulder, you will be able to see St. Andrews, that red building, as well as the prettiest and the oldest post office of Shimla, the General Post Office. It is the white and red building, and we'll go and have a look at it in a little while. So there's Evening College, St. Andrews, and then there's the post office at the top. There's a kind of a nursery over here, and if we look into the frame, we've got monkeys doing their monkey business all over the place. We are approaching Scandal Point. This is famous for a scandal which took place because a young nobleman, a prince of an Indian family, decided to elope with a young British girl, and then they had to exile him from ever coming to Shimla. So this is known as Scandal Point. We have one of the citizens of Shimla sitting here and having his food while he surveys what's going around. You have to be careful with these creatures. Well, looks like he's decided that he better be careful. So through the buildings, you can still get a glimpse of what is there in the bottom. It's a nice chilly morning, evening, afternoon, and temperature which gets our hands freezing. That's the view of the mall. I'm just going to take a little bit around so we can have a look. That's the statue of Jagjit Rai, which came in later. Monkeys. Tour guides asking people if they want to go to Jaku. That is where the Hanuman statue is. Look at the post office and generally what is happening on a Sunday afternoon. People taking pictures, people walking along after lunch, monkeys making their decisions about whether to beg for food, attack people or not, and we proceed on our path. Here again, if you have a look on the right, there's this building which is falling apart. Pretty dilapidated state, and most of these buildings have been given to tenants, and the owners are trying to get them back because this is prime estate. The rents are really low as per our laws, and it's a bit of a fight between the owners as well as the tenants. So, further along, that is the central part of the mall, and you can see the fire tenders parked over there, and the building on the left which we are going to be having a look at is the town hall. So that's one of the smaller fire tenders because it needs to sometimes go into the villages and the small mountain roads. And here we are having a look at the building on the left, which is the town hall. Tourists. Directly ahead is the police assistance room, where you can see the TV with the CCTV cameras, and you can see the fire tender which has been garlanded because it was Diwali just a few days back, so they have been prettified as well. And this here is the Agni Shaman Kendra, Mal Road, which is the fire department's head office on the mall. And I remember a winter in 91 when a little down below from there the entire mall road burnt down because they were unable to find the fire hydrants, where to connect the hydrants. They were unable to find the water. Now we're going to have a look around and go down to see the ancient Shiv Mandir. We go down the stairs, we are going to reach Lower Bazaar, so we can see the Jama Masjid, we can see the Hathos as they are called, that green one where that man is going. So they have been the backbone of this town. On their backs they carry a lot of weight, whether it's mattresses or goods or fridges, refrigerators, almiras, beds, anything you name it, they carry it on their backs. Very hardworking people from Kashmir who have been staying here for the past, well, as long as I can remember, decades and decades and decades. So due to the problems in Jammu and Kashmir, a lot of them come over here and they do this labor, and the entire city practically runs on their back. This side you can see the DAV Public School, Lakkad Bazaar wing, primary wing. There are so many of them all around town, so we probably will be seeing some of them as well. And right now let's just quickly have a look at the Shiv Mandir of Middle Bazaar, which I'm going to show you right here. So you have the Chinese Manchurian shop, the momos and everything, and here we have the Shiv Mandir. It's really very pretty inside. People go here for festivals. They come here on Mondays when it is the day of Lord Shiva. And this street is part of Middle Bazaar. There are a lot of businesses here. Most of the tourists do not see this part of town because they stay onto the Mall Road and the Ridge most of the time. But the life of the town runs in Middle Bazaar as well as in Lower Bazaar.
Hang on. Keep it on. Did you notice how the temple is situated right next to the Jama Masjid? And I'm not trying to be political here, but we can coexist.
That is very much possible. And right on the steps here is a cobbler who is busy doing his work. So since you walk in Shimla, there's so much walking to do. So that is an art which is very well in use even till today. It's difficult to find people who do this handwork today.